When I'm driving an F1 car, steering wheel feedback is one of the most important things. It helps me decide when to brake and how hard. It's how I feel the surface of the road. Every bump in the terrain, every wheel slip. If my tyres are starting to lose grip, I can sense that immediately. When I'm driving in a sim, I need that same tactility, that level of detail I have in a real car.
Racing games have come a long way in the last 20 years. Nothing's really changed in how we approach force feedback in all that time. Cutting-edge sims are now so realistic, drivers across all disciplines are using them for training. Our main goal when designing TrueForce was to improve the number of sensations that you actually feel, to put you better in contact with the car that you're driving so that you can improve your performance and that enjoyment of driving on a track. The physical feedback needs to be more immediate or accurate, or a player loses immersion or control.
Game developers are still having to recreate their force feedback from a set library of effects instead of deriving it from real-time modelling.
TrueForce is special because it levels the playing field for PC and console gamers. You're now getting the extra level of precision and detail that you need, regardless of which platform is your choice. This is not just iteration, it's total evolution. TrueForce force feedback works differently. It hooks directly into the physics engine of the game. Games already calculate the forces on the tires and the steering wheel. The TrueForce algorithm is able to process this data at up to 4,000 times a second. It will even use the game's audio engine and pass it directly on to the driver.
We spend a lot of time as audio designers trying to make each car sound unique and as realistic as we possibly can. Being able to integrate the audio into the force feedback is something that we've wanted to do for a long time, and TrueForce enables us to do that. And the ability to send the audio to the wheel, to have it respond and vibrate with the loss of traction, really increases my ability to give that immersion to the player.
You can sense the changing surface of the road. You'll be able to feel if the back end of the car is losing grip.
The first time we had it running in the build, could feel the wheel humming and vibrating as we revved the engine. Our immediate reaction was it really adds another level of immersion.
The first thing you're going to feel with a TrueForce wheel is the engine note. The minute the engine starts in the game, you will know exactly which car you are driving. TrueForce is the beginning of something new. This is now the foundation for all wheels that we'll produce in the future. This extra level of information gives everyone all the information they need to learn how to control their car better. TrueForce benefits any racing fan looking for a more realistic driving experience.
Because winning is all about feeling.
We listened to the community. We took all the comments the community gave us for years, and all those improvements, we will find them in our new wheels.
With G29, we are bringing our heritage of great force feedback racing wheels to the PlayStation 4. So we've kept the dual motor force feedback transmission from the G27. It's still got the anti-backlash gearing. It's still got the helical cut gears so that you have a very quiet experience. You can get incredibly high fidelity force feedback, so you can feel things like your tires slipping or road conditions, or if you're pushing too hard into a corner. So you get great understanding of what the car is doing while you're driving, so you can make sure that you don't push it too hard and go out of control.
Logitech make wheels since years now. We learned a lot in terms of how the wheel has to be made in terms of ergonomic, and bringing this on top of the electronic capability we have at Logitech, at the end you have an interface that is really optimized for what it has to do.
The force feedback transmission has steel ball bearings so that it's more smooth and tight as you're steering. It has a hand-stitched leather rim, so it's really comfortable to use for long periods of time. And it's got anodized aluminum spokes so that it's very durable. It's got real solid materials all throughout to make it just a very sturdy and durable racing experience.
When you are in a racing game, you're going to use a lot of force, a lot of strength. So we want to make the wheels as solid as possible. So we design very specific test equipment that really allow us to stress the wheel to the maximum.
The Logitech G920 driving force is our first racing wheel for Xbox One. We've been asked for a long time to deliver a wheel that is compatible with both PC and Xbox, and we're really excited to be able to give you a force feedback wheel that does that.
This wheel has, of course, a lot of new control. They are all easily accessible, but on top of that, we did a lot of improvement in the electronics, in the processing. You will see now that the encoders we use, for example, for the position of the wheel are completely new, are a lot more accurate.
The important thing about the force feedback is not that you're going to feel, oh, somebody hit me from the left, but you're learning more about, oh, I'm hitting this corner really hard, but I've still got some grip in my tires. I can hear it, I can feel it in the wheel. I know that I can, next time I go around this lap, I can hit it harder and get a better time. The driving force shifter, which is available as an optional add-on, can be used with either the G29 or G920 driving force racing wheel. It allows you to integrate a 6-speed manual shifter with push-down reverse into your racing setup for more realism. If you're looking for more information about either the G29 driving force or the G920 driving force, go to gaming.logitech.com.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we're excited to introduce the complete line of direct drive wheelbases by Fanatec. This is the latest line of high-performance hardware for sim racing enthusiasts and esport competitions. The lineup includes the Podium Wheelbase DD1, the Podium Wheelbase DD2, and the Podium Racing Wheel F1. The DD1 and the DD2 are standalone wheelbases with different levels of performance. The Podium Racing Wheel F1 is the first ever direct drive system licensed for PlayStation 4 and Formula 1. It comes together with a Club Sport steering wheel F1 PS4 and a Podium Advanced pedal module. All three systems work on PC and have the option for Xbox One compatibility when used with an Xbox One licensed steering wheel. In the upcoming weeks, we will be explaining everything you need to know about the Podium direct drive systems. Even though they are very easy to use, there's a lot of serious technology neatly packed inside. We will be covering all of the Podium series' unique features and functionality. But first, let's briefly go over what direct drive means. As you may already know, Fanatec direct drive wheelbases are far more advanced than traditional belt-driven wheelbases. That's because they don't use belts like the dual belt system seen inside the Club Sport wheelbase V2.5. Instead, the direct drive motor is directly rotating the steering shaft. As there is no reduction ratio and our performance targets are so extreme, the motor is therefore much larger. The larger motor and direct connection to the steering shaft results in a massive increase of steering responsiveness and force feedback precision. Now that we've cleared that up, let's talk about the common features among all three Podium systems. Instead of using a random industrial motor, our custom Outrunner servo motors are tailored without compromise for sim racing. These magical motors will be covered in depth in an upcoming motor dynamics video. We don't use a fake wireless system with batteries in the steering wheel or an unreliable slip ring. Instead, we use a proper wireless system for data and for power. We will go more in depth about this in a motor dynamics video. Given our direct drive packs a lot of new technology, we want you to have the cleanest, easiest and quickest user experience possible. The Podium DDs set a new standard for game developers and no other system can match its compatibilities. This means your Fanatec direct drive wheelbases will work together with other products in different combinations and on different platforms like PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We will go over specifics of compatibility in an upcoming compatibility video. Nobody else offers such a big range of affordable high-end steering wheels. Of course, our system is open to connect custom steering wheels as well. You can swap any Fanatec steering wheel on the fly while in-game. No need to shut off the wheelbase or restart your console or PC. These certifications ensure there will be no electronic interferences and include CE, FCC, CTIC, ROHC, and all other certifications required by law. No external control boxes, no loose internal cables. Aside from the external power adapter, everything else is contained within the wheelbase housing. All Fanatec direct drive wheelbases feature an OLED display that offers complete control over tuning menus and the ability to read a wide range of real-time data. We will be covering everything the OLED does in an upcoming video. We work closely with your favorite game developers to make sure Fanatec direct drive wheelbases are perfectly tuned to offer you an optimal driving experience. This is an important aspect of all Fanatec products, and we're excited to tell you more about that soon. Owners of the Fanatec direct drive will have access to a unique dashboard that provides an intuitive and straightforward way to customize, control, and fine-tune your wheelbase based on the telemetry data from the games and far beyond what was previously possible. Now that you've got a taste of all the features that come standard between all Fanatec direct drive products, let's cover the differences between the DD1 and the DD2 wheelbases. The DD2 wheelbase is the extreme performance version of our direct drive wheelbases. The DD2 comes with a 5-year warranty and a kill switch for added safety, which also doubles as a remote power button. The DD2 has some cosmetic differences using carbon fiber exterior panels rather than aluminum. The most important differences between the DD1 and the DD2 is their torque outputs. The DD1 maintains a holding torque of 15 Nm with peak torque of 20 Nm, whereas the DD2's holding torque is 20 Nm with a peak of 25 Nm. While both wheelbases give you an extreme amount of force that drastically improves your driving experience, the DD2 will take you to the upper limits of force feedback strength. If you're wondering how powerful these wheelbases really are, we will be demonstrating and clarifying that later in this series. We are very excited to be approaching the release of the Fanatec direct drive product line. Join us next time as we go in depth into the compatibility of Fanatec direct drive systems. Until next time, bye!
If you like the video, please click on the like button, write a comment, and subscribe to my channel.